Hey y'all, this is Jay, and today I'm gonna talk about the K1 Max and the experience that I went through with it. I had this printer for about 2 years already, and I'm not trying to hate on it, but I just want people who have not purchased the K1 Max or who's thinking about purchasing the K1 Max, just to understand what they might be getting themselves into. So I thought this would be the type of printer that you would just buy, pull right out the box, and you're good to go. But didn't quite work out that way for me. Um, so first things first, you will be spending more money on top of the purchase price. So if you're gonna get one, try to see if you can get it from a deal, and this way at least you're not spending so much extra money. Because I think at Micro Center this thing can retail for about 700, and when I purchased mine, I got it for about 6. So this one is running Clipper. So what's cool about this is you can run Clipper. Um, I went ahead and modified it. It's heavily modified. Got a riser on it. This one's a pretty high riser, and I'll show you why in a sec. I went ahead and extended out the sides here, as you can see. Added the door hinges on here that allow you to open the door a lot wider. There's another printer here, so I can't swing it around, but it will pretty much go all the way into the side here. But this sticks out because what I did was I added some braces to this, and one of the reasons why I added braces to this was because I don't think this thing came straight. I felt like it was a little off. So I tried to straighten it out as best I can, and I added these braces that I got from Printaverse. And no, Printables, sorry. Not Printaverse, Printables. I was thinking about Thingiverse. So I put these braces on it on both sides, and I had to force them in place, but it seemed to straighten it out a little bit. The door still seems to be a little bit off. When I close it, normally people will print out some kind of a plastic strip that goes there, but I couldn't do that. The door would not close with it on. And plus, I have like this little plastic thing that goes around the case just to, protect it, make it look good. And unfortunately, it sticks to it for whatever reason, so I have to lift it up slightly. But anyway, one of the reasons, I'm jumping around here, I extended the sides here. It's not just for the braces, but I also wanted to just give it a little bit of room to breathe. I felt like everything was kind of tight, and when I work in here, I like to have room to work in. I went ahead and added little heat sinks, same size as the motors, in order to keep them cool, because I did get an error one time of them overheating. I did the same thing to the extruder here. And speaking of the extruder, that's one of the major things you're going to have problems with, the extruder and the hot end. I changed the extruder at least 4 times already, and it's always getting clogged or just stripping. The hot end I changed at least 3 times. I finally finished off with the Micro Swiss hot end, which works better, but tell you the truth, I think the Unicorn hot end is just as good. I know people are gonna go crazy over that, but you can spend the $70 or you cannot. Either way, this printer is gonna run as good as it can, and that's it. But don't get me wrong, when it's printing, the sucker prints, and it's fast. So you will get good prints out of it if you get the sucker running real good. But at the same time, you're going to have to tinker with it. There's no way you're gonna just pull this sucker out the box and not have to upgrade anything on it by spending more money, or not have to mess with it from time to time. You're just gonna have to. So one of the other things too was you hear a lot of problems with the filament and the sensor and stuff like that of When you're trying to push filament in, it kind of snags. So I just removed the chain. Chain rubbing too is another thing. I don't know if you can see, but you can see that's from when the chain was on before. It was rubbing all on the side. It used to rub on the glass. So that's why I went ahead and put this really tall riser on it. And I took the chain off and I strapped it up like this with some zip ties and solved the problem. I was able to feed the filament through the side with no issues. So you can see it coming to the side there. And even though I ended up going back to the original extruder. But even though they say you can just pop that open, feed it in easily, I always have to pull out this Bowden tube. And I always have to feed it in manually, and then lock it in place. And, like I said, you're just going to have to mess with it a lot. So, before anybody just buys one, or thinking about it, or want to add it to some printers you already have, just, letting you know my experience that I had with it. It was a pain in the ass. But at the same time, I've heard great things about these printers, and people have had way better experience than I have. Not all these things are going to be the same. You can get a batch of 10 of them, and 9 out of the 10 are flawless, while the one is just terrible. It keeps giving you problems left and right. But so far as software, no issues whatsoever. I've never had update issues. I've never had issues with the Clipper firmware. I never had issues of it failing on prints, except for maybe every once in a while. What I like to do is the bed. I've got a textured bed here. I replaced it from the original one. But every once in a while, your prints won't stick. Well, what I do, and it seems to work good for me, is I actually just keep a little spray bottle of alcohol here. And then what I do is just I go ahead after a couple of prints. Especially you can see the oils and stuff from your fingers grabbing the prints, or even the prints itself. It leaves a residue from the PLA, and if it looks like that. So what I do every once in a while is after I do clean my plates, but after every couple of prints, spray it with alcohol, wipe it down with a microfiber, and it's good to go. And I do that with every one of my printers, so I don't have to fuss too much about that. Like I said, everything else has been good. These are still the original belts. It works great. Like I said, it's incredibly fast. It's the fastest out of all the printers I have. And I have the Centauri Carbon that I just got. And I have 2 Anycubic Cobra 3s. And this sucker is fast. So, anyway, just wanted to throw a little video out, letting people know about my little experience with this printer. And hopefully it helps somebody. If not, sorry about wasting your time. Alright, peace.